name is Meredith. Many adults struggle with tightness in their hips. Tight hips can cause pain on their own, but it can also contribute to poor posture, knee pain, low back pain, and make it difficult to walk and climb stairs. Yoga is an excellent solution for tight hips. Let's explore some specific poses that may help us reduce the tightness in our hips. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not licensed to diagnose or treat any medical condition. Let's start out in a seated position with our legs long in front, our spine long. We're going to bend our right knee under our left, cross our left knee over top, aligning our knees. Sitting up tall, inhaling our arms up. Bring your palms to the mat in front of your knees and start to walk them away as far as is comfortable for you. Relax your neck and breathe. And start to walk them back. Extending the legs long. We're going to bend our left knee, cross it under our right, cross our right knee on top, aligning our knees. Inhale the arms up and place them on the mat in front of your knees. Start to walk them away as far as is comfortable for you. And relax your neck and breathe. And start to walk them back. We're going to come to all fours. We want our hips over our knees, our shoulders, arms, and wrists all in line. On an inhale, tuck your toes so the pads of your feet are on the mat. And as you exhale, press into the mat, lift your hips for downward facing dog. We're pressing our heels toward the mat and our chest toward our thighs. And breathe. You want your neck to be relaxed so that you can shake your head yes and no. On an inhale, lift your right foot behind you. Step it through between your hands, dropping the back knee. Rise up, arms up for a low lunge. Shoulders are down and back, away from your ears, and you're breathing. Bring your palms down to frame your front foot. Step back into plank. Lower yourself down, either knees, chest, chin, or keeping your elbows close to your body. Slowly lower down into chaturanga. On an inhale, lift your head and chest for baby cobra, and lower. Coming through all fours. On an inhale, tuck your toes, and as you exhale, press into the mat, lift your hips for downward facing dog. And to the left side. On an inhale, lift the left foot, step it through between the hands, dropping the back leg. Rise up, arms up for a low lunge. We're breathing. Bringing your hands down to frame the front foot, step back into plank, and lower yourself down. Lifting the head and chest for a baby cobra. Lower. Coming through all fours, tuck your toes, press into the mat, and lift your hips for downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift the right foot, step it through to the outside of your right hand, dropping the back knee for a runner's lunge. Keeping our spine long and breathing. We want our elbow close to our shoulder, not splayed out to the side. If you're feeling confident here, you can try lowering down onto your forearms, still keeping your knee close to your body. Placing the hands on the mat, step back into plank, lowering down. Lift the head and chest, your baby cobra, and lower. Coming through all fours, tuck your toes, press into the mat, and lift your hips for downward facing dog. Pressing our chest toward our thighs, heels toward the mat. And an inhale, lift the left foot, step it through to the outside of the left hand, dropping the back knee. Our spine is long, keeping our knee close to our shoulder. If you're feeling confident, you can try lowering down onto your forearms, still keeping your knee close. Placing your palms on the mat, step back into plank. Lower down and lift the head and chest to a baby cobra. And lower. Coming through all fours. Tuck your toes, press into the mat, and lift your hips for downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your right foot. Step it through, bringing your knee to your right hand and your foot to your left. Extending the back leg long. Hands by your sides, spine is long, crown of the head lifted toward the ceiling for pigeon pose. Bring your hands to the in front of your shin if you're able to, and start to walk your hands away from your shin as far as is comfortable for you. Maybe you can get them an inch away from your shin, or maybe you're able to bring your chest down to your calf. However your body moves is beautiful. Start to walk your hands back towards your leg. Pressing your hands into the mat, step back into plank. Lower yourself down. Palms on the mat, lift the head and chest for baby cobra. And lower. Coming through all fours. Tuck your toes, press into the mat, lift your hips for downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift the left foot. Step it through, bringing the knee to the left hand, the foot to the right. We're extending the back leg long. Hands by our sides, rising up, long spine, and breathing. If you're feeling comfortable here, you can try bringing your hands in front of your shins and starting to walk them away from your leg. Maybe they move an inch, or maybe you're able to bring your chest down to your calf. Start to walk your hands back to your shin, placing your palms on the mat. Step back into plank. Lower yourself down. Lift the head and chest for baby cobra and lower. Coming through all fours. Tuck your toes, press into the mat, lift your hips for downward facing dog. Start to walk your feet towards your hands for a forward fold. If your hands don't come to the mat, you can use a block. Hands to shins, halfway lift to a flat back, and fold. Bending the knees, slowly roll up through the spine to standing, arms overhead, palms facing. And lower the arms. On an inhale, lift the right foot, step it back so that your toes are at a 45-degree angle, pointing to the front right corner of the mat. Your front knee is bent, your arms are long, shoulders down and back away from your ears, and your gaze is over your left hand. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. Reach forward through the left arm, bringing your left hand down to your thigh, shin, ankle, or the mat. Reaching your left hand toward the ceiling. Right hand toward the ceiling. Beautiful. Bending the left knee. Rise up. Beautiful. We're going to do that on the same thing on the left side. On an inhale, lift the left leg, step it back. Our toes are at a 45-degree angle, pointing to the front left corner of the mat. Our front knee is bent. Our arms are long. Our gaze is over the right hand. Shoulders are down and back away from your ears, reaching long through the fingertips. On an inhale, straighten the front leg. Reach long through the right hand, bringing our hand down to our thigh, shin, ankle, or the mat. Reaching long through the left arm. Beautiful. Bending the front knee and come back to standing. We're going to bring our feet a little bit more than hip distance apart. Turn the toes out. We're going to bend the knees, sink the hips into a malasana squat. You can use your hands to support you in the front. I'll show you from the side. Feet are a little bit more than hip distance apart, toes turned out. Bending the knees, sinking the hips into a squat, keeping our spine long. If you can't come down enough to support yourself, you can build a little bit of a seat for yourself out of blocks. You're in your squat. If you're able to balance, you can bring your hands to your prayer pose and use your elbows to press your knees out for a little bit more intense stretch. I'll show you from the front. Beautiful. Rise up. We're going to come to lie on our stomach on the mat. We want our legs long, arms long by our sides. Palms are facing up. On an inhale, we're going to pull our shoulder blades together. Engage our back, engage our backside, engage our thighs, and lift. Lift our head, lift our chest, lift our legs off the mat like we're flying. And lower. On an inhale, we're going to lift. And lower. And one more time. Inhale, lift. And lower. Beautiful. Coming to all fours. Let's come to lie on our back on the mat. Bending the knees, pull them into your chest and give them a hug. Keeping the knees bent, we're going to grab hold of our shins, our ankles, or the outside of our feet and pull our knees toward our armpits for happy baby pose. We're breathing. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a beautiful day.